Good evening. I wasn't going to do a video about this, but I may start doing a segment on essential workers that died during this pandemic. It's a gentleman that passed recently. His name was Jason Hargrove. I might put his picture up here if I think about it. He did a video, I guess, on social media a couple weeks ago where he spoke about how someone got on the bus coughing, didn't cover up their face. He thought it was disgusting. Now he's dead of COVID-19. And I thought about, I was watching MSNBC, that's why I heard about this. And I also heard about the Navy captain, I believe, or admiral or something, that warned about sailors getting sick. Now they're getting them off the ship. They've docked him. And he is being relieved of duty. I want to talk about two things. That is the role of essential workers who have not been given PPE, as well as they've dealt with an administration that is unwilling and has shown unwillingness to deal with what is a pandemic, what is a clear and present danger to all. They talk a lot about how we're essential workers, make the country go. They don't care about us. They don't. It's like Hitler cared about the Nazi soldiers. You know, he sent Paulus the field marshal baton. It wasn't because he cared about Paulus. It was because he was telling Paulus to die. That don't give an inch. He's willing to sacrifice those people's lives. And, Paulus ended up surrendering. But that's basically what we're facing now. And I thought about that. I thought about that admiral. I think it was the commander of the Navy that didn't want to allow the guy that committed war crimes to come back in the Navy, and he had to resign. And now you have an admiral or captain or whatever, I should know his name, that warned about sailors getting sick, and now he's been removed. To me, the people that are being removed are people who have integrity. And it's going to come a time, no, we're here now, we're here already, where if you don't turn against Trump, if you don't speak out against Trump and his crimes and the stuff he does, then you have no backbone. I think that's the danger long after he's out of office. To me, this is stuff you do when you care. I mean, these are the people who I would be honored to serve under if I was in the military. And you remove them. That's very tragic. Very tragic. None of our lives matter. I got brought into the yard one time, talked to my driver manager, whatever you call it. We're talking, and he's trying to BS me about this money they owed me, and I told him, I said, none of us matter. It's about the shareholders. We don't matter. You don't matter. I told him that. He didn't know what to say, because rednecks don't know how capitalism is. They believe in capitalism like it's a religion. I learned that a long time ago. Like when they talk about a communist, I'm not really sure they know what communism means, or socialism. I'm not sure if they really know what that means. I think they're like, we know they support abortion and stuff, and we're against that. But they couldn't sit down and clearly give me I'm against it because ABC. No. I really, honestly, I believe that I believe the only thing left is strikes. People think that the folks that are striking now, the essential workers that are striking now, are being unpatriotic or something. And it's crazy because you're essentially asking us to die for capitalism. And for an administration that's made a mockery of a pandemic from the beginning. A lot of areas in this country don't even believe it's serious, even though folks are dying. I mean, it's just, this country is really sick. America's really sick. I never knew that before this. And I told my friend Denzel this. I'm going to end it here earlier. Me and him were talking about, he's driving around and stuff in the South. And he said, when you can't get into Louisiana, and they've blocked up the states and stuff. And he said to me, you can't get through there. And I told him, I said, honestly, I always kind of wondered how the South would handle a serious pandemic. And we're here. I looked at something on the Bible board. Somebody was talking about Civil War II, that we're there. No, dude, we're not. We're in a crisis, a health crisis. And what we're seeing is the South is backwards, as they always are, because the South is trying to push some kind of right-wing propaganda. They're trying to take our right, take our Constitution. Even under a public health crisis, they don't really care about the folks they're going to kill. What gets me is we know a lot of the folks that think like that are above the age of 50. So they're honestly pushing an agenda that will kill off a lot of the base. I'm not saying you don't have a lot of young people who are right-wingers. I'm sure you do. I was a right-winger for a long time. But the folks that own the properties, the folks that run the companies, those folks, I realize that even if everybody above the age of 50 right now died, you'd still have right-wingers. You still have extreme white supremacy, of course. But the power of it, the history that's holding on to the past, those people are, they're in the crosshairs of this disease. I still hold tight to the fact I don't wish ill will on them. I think it's tragic. I think it's sad. Look at that bus driver. It's like when I come home from California. I was on the road the second last time. I'm on that with Joe Samuel, and I had a picture of that doctor that died. The doctor tried to warn people. It's a SARS doctor, and I had it on my tablet for a long time. I looked at his picture before I went to sleep. I felt like we let him down. I don't know why. I'm not a Chinaman. I have no energy, I have no control, I have no power in China, but I felt like we, as a global society, we let him down. And I hope him and his bus driver and all the rest of them, I hope they remembered, because this loss of life didn't have to happen. This didn't have to happen. If China didn't cover this up, if Trump didn't lie, if Trump didn't bullshit off in the beginning, now Trump is attacking doctors and nurses. He's attacking them. He's saying they're thieves, they're liars. He's saying the states are whiners. I mean, none of this has to happen. Peace out.